Hi Libra, I hope that you guys are doing well. Before we get into this, I would like to set the intention for this to be a space where everyone allows themselves to feel seen and validated, and ultimately for this to be a safe space and a healing space in alignment with everyone's highest good. All right, Libra, let's see what's happening. There may be an interpersonal relationship that we're spending some extra time with. Maybe something balancing out between you and another person here. Maybe even working on a relationship that you have. I'm hearing soulmate, somebody that you care for deeply. I'm hearing the word generosity. It's like something that you're working on between you and another person here, Libra. I'm hearing the give and the take. Maybe there had been some tension or stress in this relationship that you had been feeling. So maybe that's why we're addressing this. It's like feeling a bit overwhelmed. Maybe even by your own individual stuff. But it was maybe even affecting a relationship that you have. This is somebody that you're very, very close with, Libra. Yeah, I'm seeing like a sense of stress or overwhelm that we're managing here, something we're addressing. I'm hearing good sport so strongly. What is that from? The Great Gatsby? That's F. Scott Fitzgerald, I'm pretty sure. Interesting. That may be a clue for someone. Is it old sport? It's old sport, not good sport. But still, maybe a message, something about the Great Gatsby. The girl's name in that is Daisy. I'm pretty sure. Daisy Buchanan, I think. I don't know. Maybe these names hold some sort of significance for you. So we are being guided to work something out with somebody that we have a contract with. This can be a marriage. I'm also hearing license. This can be a partnership, business partnership. Somebody that we feel we've been guided together with. Somebody that feels like a soulmate of the sort. And soulmates can be romantic, but they don't have to be. We can have platonic soulmates. We can have people that we work with that we feel like are a business soulmate. But it's like balancing out a relationship, being guided by spirit to balance this out. Somebody that we work closely with, I'm hearing. But there's an air of stress that we've been feeling in relation to this dynamic I'm getting. And maybe there's a sense of rigidity that we're moving away from. Like, almost like sometimes we may be catching ourselves being like, it has to be this way, and maybe we're being more lenient with that. Not in a way where it's crossing your boundaries, but maybe you're recognizing where you feel more rigid and you're allowing some room for more fluidity. It's like you feel more fulfilled as well when you're adapting and balancing too. Like to the waves of this relationship. It's like you adapting here and having patience. I'm also hearing kind regards is what is going to help you here. It's going to help you to feel more fulfilled ultimately, both spiritually and emotionally. It's like you're going to find your happiness in this. Again, it's like having the patience and the determination to work through something that feels stressful for you right now, Libra. This is a wish fulfillment that you have. Like, I'm seeing you ultimately want this thing to work out with this person. Like, you want things to be equal. You want to work well with them. For some, this can be a husband. For others, this is a business partner, or it's a company that you work for. A masculine figure. It doesn't have to be a husband. There's definitely a sense of romance here for some of you. Or like somebody that you feel very drawn together with. Somebody that you felt was meant to come into your life, or a job that you felt was meant to come into your life. Someone you feel destined to know. So I'm hearing crit, like C-R-I-T. So interesting, Libra. Maybe hemocrit? This has to do with our blood. This is so interesting. Okay. I'm looking at the Empress. Maybe we're getting a CBC. This is like a blood panel. It's a complete blood count. That's what a CBC is. This is interesting. Maybe there's something medical going on that we're addressing. As I'm looking at the Empress, this can talk about health. It can talk about actual physical pregnancy. It talks about fertility in general. And it can be like a metaphorical sense of fertility, like having ideas and creativity, birthing a project. But maybe this is also something literal for us as well. I'm pretty sure that a crit scale is something as well. Very interesting. Okay, so let's rewind. Us having the patience to work on something, to adapt, to adjust in relation to a stressful relationship that we have is going to help us feel better about where we stand, who we are in relation to this other person. And I'm seeing us manifesting something here, something that we want to be working on. Maybe also communication skills we're working on. Because we want to be balanced emotionally. It's almost like you want to be your most generous and compassionate self here. Like, this is what you're trying to make happen here. This is also speaking in a way where you feel like it's controlled. It's like the way that you communicate. You don't feel like you're snapping or blowing up on anybody. You feel really controlled emotionally in a way that feels good to you. Like, you feel like it actually represents you authentically because you're managing your emotions here. In this spread, I'm looking at Taurus, I'm looking at Sagittarius, I'm looking at Gemini, I'm looking at Venus. And Venus does speak on our relationships and speaks on security as well, among many other things. And now I'm looking at Mercury. I was also looking at Scorpio on the bottom of the deck. Yeah, there could be a Virgo in your life or a Gemini, because I'm looking at Mercury and I'm also looking at Virgo here again, like somebody that we've been wanting to be mindful of the way that we communicate with, and maybe there's something going on with the way that we manage our emotions in relation to this person. Seeing the Ace of Swords on the bottom of the deck. Yeah, it's like making progress here with the way that you communicate and like not allowing things to get to you, whereas before you may have been reactive or like reduced situations to unhealthy coping mechanisms, and it's like now you're addressing these things and you feel like it's healthy the way that you're reacting. I'm also hearing the word rejecting, like you may be rejecting falling into patterns that you don't feel good about doing. And this is all based upon like your personal perception of like what's okay and what's not okay for you. So it's like maybe we're addressing something like that, like maybe having to do with our morals and our self-esteem and the ways that we want to. I'm hearing respect ourselves. So there's a decision that we need to make, something we're going back and forth on. I'm looking at 2 2s here. This has to do with our reflection and what we're prioritizing here. Maybe even a relationship that we're trying to figure out how we want to enter it regarding our communication, and also how much priority we want to give to this connection. Again, I'm looking at Mercury, which rules Gemini and Virgo, and I'm looking at Virgo here. Okay. So I'm seeing that we have everything that we need and we're continuing to make progress. I'm seeing us working. I'm hearing steadfast. Like you're working really hard on the ways that you're managing your response emotionally and also like what love you're giving to a relationship. And I'm seeing a decision that needs to be made here. Something that we may be procrastinating on a bit. Maybe about a new opportunity. But it's almost like a decision that we need to make for a new opportunity, but it may be like renewing a relationship that we have or something like that. Like maybe you want to enter as a new person into something, or like a next chapter of your life where it's like you feel like this is the new you that you're bringing into your interactions with other people. And I'm seeing there's something that we're reflecting on. Maybe we're also reflecting on how much time we need to spend by ourselves versus with other people. Like maybe this is something that we're thinking about too. I'm seeing that this is part of a karmic test for us as well. There can even be a sense of like placing boundaries in a way where you feel like you're sharing enough and also still not oversharing. I'm getting the sense of that as well. Yeah, because there's almost like a sense of newness, like a refreshing type of energy that I'm seeing. But it's like something needs to be worked on. There's a decision ultimately that needs to be made, and it calls on you to communicate whatever this is. And this can be with a long-standing relationship that you have. This can be with somebody older than you. Maybe somebody that's on the path doing their own reflective work as well. And maybe you're also going to teach this person something related to like emotional health, something like that. All right, my friends, we are going to end it there. I would like to thank everybody for joining. Thank you for tuning in. I'm wishing everybody love and light and healing, and I hope to catch you guys next time.